Very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Newcastle Town, live here on Facebook and YouTube. A little bit of an unscheduled live. We had scheduled this for in the evening, but due to the media department's poor scheduling or not writing anything down in a book, we've moved this forward. And thankfully, Charlotte Clarke has been available to come and speak to us this afternoon. So we've got Charlotte coming on soon, and we're going to be talking about the girls' football and the girls' football sessions that are coming up this weekend at Newcastle Town. But as always here on Newcastle Town, we just want to bring you a bit of information on what's happening around the club at the moment. So at the moment, we've got our all-time 11 on the go. And this week it's the defenders. So last week it was the goalkeepers. And we had a outright winner, which I can't reveal at the moment. But in a couple of weeks' time, when we get around to the second round of voting, there is 4 goalkeepers in there who, to be fair, I think most of you will have guessed who they are. But we're the defenders this week. So if you visit the link, and it's across the social media, but if you visit the link, bit.ly/NTFC-XI-DEF, but the link is going to be in the description. You'll be able to go and vote for the defenders. You can vote for as many defenders as you wish. So you don't have to select one defender. You can select 10. You can select 15. If you wanted to, you could select every defender that's on that list. Last week with the goalkeepers, a lot of people were just selecting one. You can select as many as you want, and you can vote as many times as you want. So that's our all-time 11. Also, at the moment, obviously, we've still got the paid football scholarship on the go. We've got no current trial dates at the moment, but that doesn't mean we aren't looking for new students to come and join us. So if you're leaving school this year and you're a bit unsure about what you want to do moving forward in further education, and you're interested in the paid football scholarship that we offer here at Newcastle Town, please get in touch. You can get in touch via the website, academy@newcastletownfc.co.uk. You can also use the info @ or simply you can just message the page and we can pass the details on for you. Another one that we just want to mention here, we mention it every time we're live here on Newcastle Town, Facebook and YouTube, is of course volunteers. We need you. If you can come and help us on match days, that's both for the first team and the juniors, we would love you to get in touch. If you can volunteer a little bit of time here at Newcastle Town to help us out, we would absolutely love that. One last thing just before we bring Charlotte in is if you're following us on YouTube as well, it has been proven that 76% of people who see our videos on YouTube are not subscribed. Subscribe to us on YouTube. All you've got to do is click the little button that says subscribe, hit the bell, that's notification, so you'll be told when we go live. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's one of them rare occasions where a subscription is free. And coming up to the season, we'll be posting a lot more content. And when the season gets here, we'll be doing lives every Monday after the match on a Saturday. So what a really great time to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also drop a like on our Facebook page. We're hoping to get towards 4,000 before the season starts. And we will have a couple of match ticket giveaways to come up on Facebook as well. So make sure you're following us on Facebook for that as well. So without further ado, we shall welcome in Charlotte. Charlotte, good afternoon.
Hiya, you're right.
Very well. How's everything with you? How's lockdown been for you now we're coming out of it?
Oh, just the same as I guess everyone else. Bit boring, but just thankful there's been a bit of work to do over lockdown, so it's kept me busy. A bit of football as well, obviously, to keep me busy.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like you say, we're all. I think everyone that I've spoken to, here and there and everywhere, I think we're all glad that chink of light's coming. And when we saw all the kids getting back down a Row Lane the other week, and the junior team start playing again on a Sunday morning, it really does. It lifts your spirits that little bit to know that football's coming back.
Definitely.
So yourself, Charlotte, obviously, you've been part of Newcastle Town for a little bit now. Obviously, some people might know you already through a bit of the work that you've done with the ministry guys. But just tell us a bit about yourself, a bit about your football background.
I've been sort of playing football ever since I was, 3, 4, just in the garden with my older brother, who's 4 years older than me. And he was a goalkeeper himself, which sort of is why I'm a goalkeeper now. Obviously, when you're younger, you want to be just like your sibling because you want to copy everything they do. But yeah, I guess I've been playing ever since I was about 3, 4 years old. And then I think I got into a team. I played for Betley when I was about 6, 7, sort of, hitting that age group that you can start to join a team. And from there, sort of, it's only really gone up. Sort of, I then went to play for Crewe Academy, and then took a couple years out of academy to just play sort of grassroots. And then when I was about 14, 15, I went on to play for Derby Academy, then went on to play for Derby Ladies, then went to Leicester for 2 years, in which we, after the first year, got promoted to the Championship. Played for a year in the Championship. I think I'd only just turned 18 at the time, so it was a big sort of learning curve there, and getting to be around a Championship league was amazing. I then sort of took the drop back down the league below, sort of to get a bit more game time. Played for Stoke for the season just before obviously COVID hit, and then now I'm back at Derby. So
you're very familiar with the A50 then?
Yes, very familiar with the A50. I've done enough trips on it.
And it can be cruel, can't it? Let's be fair, that A50 can be cruel, especially that bit between Stoke and Newcastle. If you get stuck on there, you know about it.
Oh yeah, you're stuck for hours on end if you're stuck on that part. That's the worst part to get stuck on. That's why you always have your sat nav on.
That's it, I mean, one thing you just said there about, obviously, you moved on to get a bit of game time. And I know a couple of weeks ago when we had Jake on, this was something we touched on a little bit. For a goalkeeper, it's essential, isn't it, to get that game time, because there's only one spot for keepers. And it's very tough, isn't it? Because if you've not got the number one shirt, all you're doing is training to get that number one shirt, but you're not getting the match experience.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those, I think it's a hard decision to make, going from a Championship club, you're the league above, you're one league below, sort of the top league. But I think for me, it was a necessary move. I mean, I'd been playing all season, the season before that. And then obviously we went up and, I hadn't had the experience of another goalkeeper who'd been in the Championship before. And I was only young. And at the time, I maybe didn't think that, I was a bit naive. I probably didn't think that was the best decision. But sort of looking back now, I feel like maybe I was a little bit too young to understand, sort of that actually I do need a bit more experience. And then, taking a step down meant I got all the game time, was really enjoying my football. And then I got my England under-21s call up, and I was just sort of like absolutely shocked. You take that step down to like, to fall back in love with the sport, to get your game time, and then that happens and you just sort of you're on cloud nine.
No, I can well imagine, and I think that's something that sometimes does, it gets overlooked in the game, doesn't it? That you see these players. I mean, we've all seen the young players coming through in the Premier League and everything, but sometimes by saying to yourself, I want to go out there, I want to play some football, and stepping down as you did, you've had this fantastic opportunity then to be called up, and represent and go into the England camps with the under-21s. What was that like, though, going from the training that you'd done at the clubs to going to an England setup?
Oh God, it was incredible. Sort of the coaching and everything. Sort of all the girls that I was with were sort of all Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, and all your big top sort of clubs in the Super League. And then
let's not mention Super League.
No. Yeah, no.
Let's not go with that.
But yeah, and then obviously there was a few girls that were in the Championship as well. So sort of stepping up, it was like, oh wow, I'm with a really bunch of talented girls. And then sort of going from, I train maybe 2-3 times a week, if you include when I was at uni as well, to then go to a camp for a week where you're training every single day and you're playing twice a week. It was like, I think after about the third day, we had ice baths, and normally people only go up to sort of the waist, but I was necking. I was absolutely exhausted after 3-4 days of just intense training. It was amazing, but it was so hard.
I suppose it's what you can take away from that as well, isn't it? You know, when you, like you say there, you go there and you see these players from, you know, the bigger clubs as well. And it's what you can take away from them, but also know that, you know, you're not too far away from these, you know, these girls now who are playing at the bigger clubs. And it must give you that sort of, you know, emphasis to come back and want to work that little bit more than what you probably might have been doing, to know that you can probably step up and achieve a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be honest with you, I was sort of at a point just before the England call-up came about that I was sort of, you know, God, it's getting to that point now. Do I go and find a job that's going to be full-time, that's going to be, you know, it's going to be really hard to then try and keep my football career going, because obviously, you know, you need to be at the top of your game to you know, earn a living for women's football. But I mean, it's definitely getting much better. But I was sort of, I didn't know, you know, which path I was going down. And then that came about, and I thought, actually, you know what? That's going to be a massive waste of talent if you don't really go for this. And I thought, you're going to regret it in 10 years' time when you look back and think, actually, I think I could have done something more there. And obviously, I think from the England call-up as well, I got this dual signing with Aston Villa, which is a Super League club in which I'm incredibly grateful for, because it's meant that, you know, I've got to train over the lockdown, and I've been able to develop, like, the coaching there is just amazing. You know, it's just been, you think you know stuff, and then you go, and then it's like no, okay, you're doing that wrong, you got to do it this way, and you're like, oh wow, like, you really think you know stuff and you really don't.
No, definitely. And two things you just touched on there. And the first one I'm going to go into is obviously, you know, as I say, the goalkeeper coaching side of it. As you know, we spoke with Jake the other week, and you know, I've got a massive passion for goalkeeping anyway. But you know, I think you look at the non-league game, and there's a lot of you know, in the male non-league, there's a lot of teams that don't even have dedicated goalkeeper coaches and everything as well. And, you know, it must be great for you to have this opportunity to go work at these bigger clubs where they've got these goalkeeper coaches in there, you know, to help develop your game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know, I think it's like I said, obviously the women's game sort of year by year is just accelerating massively in terms of developing and everything. But I think sort of like you said, you know, some men's teams don't have goalkeeper coaches, and you know, throughout my years playing football, it has been hard to find, you know, to be at a team that has got sort of a regular goalkeeping coach, because, you know, if you're at clubs, if they can't afford to pay a goalkeeper coach, unfortunately, like all of us, you know, if you've got a job, sometimes work means that you have to think more of work than you do of sort of the football and the coaching side, which I think, you know, you have to prioritize what's going to get your income, really. So I think it's hard to, especially if clubs can't pay a goalkeeper coach enough sort of to you know, stay and focus more on that. It's hard. So being sort of at Villa, that's a full-time club, and going to England where that's a full-time sort of environment, it's like it's completely different, you know, that there is goalkeeper coaches that, you know, have been there for years and years, because that, you know, that's the kind of place that can afford to pay them, really, and keep them there. Whereas it's, you know, it's hard for clubs that don't have the amount of money to be able to do that, because, you know, for volunteers, it's hard to find the time, and to also, if you're busy with work, it's like you say, even some men's clubs don't have a goalkeeper coach that can, you know, 100% commit. So
yeah, no, like I say, it is tough. And you know, we touched on it, like I said, when we spoke with Jake, but you know, it is that specialised position. You know, and the days have gone now, I think, whereby with, you know, in the men's game and the women's game, whereby you can't just turn up to training and go, right, you just go over there and just, you know, throw some balls in the air and catch them for 10 minutes. Yeah. And then we'll put you in the net and we'll shoot about 50, 60 shots at you and just see how many you can save.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, the amount of times that has happened before, but recently, none of it anymore. It's like you said, sort of that time's been and it's gone. There's none of that no more.
And I suppose, like you say, with the teams you've been with, down at Stoke and Derby and Villa, there, I mean, the facilities are second to none, really, as well, aren't they? And it's not just the facilities that they cater for the outfield players now. The goalkeepers are getting all sorts of technology and all sorts of accessories coming in to help the keepers as well.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's great. The other thing, obviously, you mentioned there, and we've all seen it, the growth of the women's game. I think very much so from a personal point. And I think it was a few years ago in England. We made the semi-finals of the Worlds. I think it was. Yeah. And I remember at the time then there was that big explosion in the women's game, and rightfully so. And obviously the Women's Super League as well. Getting full TV coverage nowadays. It's great to see that finally, the women's game is pushing forward, and let's be fair, it's really good football.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I feel like they don't get the recognition. At the end of the day, we know that it might not be as fast or as physical, but God, do we make it technical? And the players coming through the system now, the female players are incredible. I mean, I went to a school with Ministry for Sport the other day, and we were taking a session, and 15 girls had signed up for this after school football club, which to me, I was absolutely shocked. Like, I didn't even get anything like that when I was at primary school. So to see 15 girls had signed up, and then I thought, I don't know what kind of session to put on. Do I just make it a fun one? Do I make it sort of a hard session? And then when I did it, I was absolutely shocked at how technically good the year 5 and 6 girls were. They were absolutely incredible. I mean, I chucked a ball in for one girl, and she just first time smacked it top corner. And I thought, when I was at primary school, I was the only girl basically who played football. So to see sort of 15 girls sign up to do an after school football kind of thing, and seeing that they're all actually very, very good, I was like, wow, this really is, this is really something that in a few years' time, I think is going to be massive, absolutely massive.
And I think, like you say there, it's that we've the infrastructure in this country has always been a little bit strange with the football and the men's game, more so as well. I remember the days of us all sitting around with that golden generation of England players, and it never made it through. And I think now we've put the investment into the women's game. And I think the girls are now seeing as well, because the days have gone. I mean, they're still there, but the days have gone where a girl turns up to a lads and dads team on a Sunday morning and views eight other boys there, and you get told, oh, you're in with this lot. And nowadays it's a case of we've got the girls teams as well. Obviously down at Castle we're trying to form as many girls teams as we can, and it's getting that message out there that it's not a case of we have mixed football still, but we're offering that opportunity for the girls to come along, progress in girls teams, and obviously, like you say, follow your sort of path of going into the bigger named established clubs and playing at a very, very strong level.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. I think people just need to see now, because it's out there. It's like you say, it's not just mixed teams anymore. It's like Newcastle Town, we've got this vision that we want to get as many girls teams as possible throughout the age groups there and everything like that. And it's just a case of like showing people, and just so that people know, and also just keep providing these opportunities for girls to grow and develop. And I can see it in a few 10, 20 years time where it's not sort of a divide in, okay, we've only got a few girls who play football. It'll be just, it'll be everyone wants to do it, not just boys. It'll be, everyone wants to play. So
yeah, definitely. And again, like you said there, the vision that we've got, down at the club is that, we might have to, sort of turn around and sometimes say, well, we've got to save the pitch, this weekend. Men can't play on it because the women are in the, a cup quarter final or a cup semi final. And that's what we want. We want that progress of where we've got the men's game progressing, but we can also get the girls' football progressing to the ladies' football, and then playing at the highest level that they can play at as well, and not just in the area but nationally.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good good system that we're hoping to put in place. And obviously that all starts, Charlotte, with what you're running on Saturday mornings up at Row Lane, the girls only sessions up there. Let's just I would have had that cued on screen, but I've done it. There we go. The girls only sessions up there at Row Lane on Saturday mornings, 11:15 to 12:15. Just give us a rough idea of what people can expect from the sessions.
Well, I mean, obviously to start with, I want to make it as fun as possible. You know, I don't want the girls to come down and feel like it's this really serious environment and everything like that. I know, you know, I want to make it fun, but I also want to make it technical so that, you know, they can go away and thought, actually, I've learned something here. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be technical. I'm hoping that we're going to get a solid amount of numbers down, and eventually I'd like to make sort of a team out of it. You know, if it's something that the girls would be interested in and it's something that they want to do, I'd love to be able to make a team, start up a team for the girls, and you know, really push for more girls teams within the club, and like you say, just push for more girls to just want to join. So yeah, they're going to be fun. They're going to be technical. There's going to be little competitions in there. So I just want to make it as fun and as technical as possible, and hopefully, you know, the girls will go away thinking, oh wow, I really enjoyed that. I learned new tricks. I learned new things, and I really want to go back next week.
And that's, again, that's the big key, isn't it? It's getting them coming back. It's not just getting, you know, we see it across all walks of football, you know, the soccer schools, everything like that. You know, they come down and maybe they're just not, you know, it's not been right for them, or, you know, I mean, I apologise to anyone who can hear the rain hitting the roof outside my house at the moment. I mean, it isn't all belting down. But again, you know, I know it sounds really daft, but them sort of things can put people off. You know, but as you say, if you're making it fun and, you know, enjoyable, and they're coming down, they're learning a new sport as well as something that can be key for this, isn't it? Learning that new sport.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it doesn't, you know, it's not sort of about bringing down girls who already play football. It's, you know, if you want to give it a go, just, you know, come down, give it a go. You know, you don't have to have played for, you know, for 5 years, 6 years, or even a year. You know, if it's a new sport you want to try out, if you play cricket or something else, you know, this is for everyone who wants to come down. It's not just for a single person. So, you know, if you're in a sport at the moment and you think, oh, actually, you know, I want to try a different sport, come and try football. You know, you'd absolutely love it. I mean, I love it. So, you know, and it's one of those where even if you don't play sports and you fancy just started up a sport, you know, this is perfect. It's a great opportunity to get involved and have a bit of fun, and also come away and learn something as well.
Definitely, and I think as well, you know, we I know in a few weeks' time we're going to be online with a few people, and we're going to be talking about sort of, you know, mental health and everything about that. And, you know, that's what lockdown's done for a lot of us. And I think, you know, football can also be that release for a few people who might not have, you know, been able to see a lot of people. You know, these sessions are an opportunity to come down, meet new people, meet new friends. You know, and I think that's also sometimes lost in the football game. You know, you think you go to a training session or an open coaching session, but it's the people you meet as well, and the friendships you can forge from that, which can really help. Yeah, you know, mental health as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's not just for the players either. I mean, my mum and dad, from taking me throughout, you know, the 15 years that I've played sort of competitively football in the teams that I've been in, my mum and dad have made friends, you know, that they've been friends with since they met. So I know my mum and dad are friends with an old teammate of mine who, you know, they've kept in contact, and they go out every week with each other, and they see each other all the time. And it's sort of, it's not just for the girls. Obviously they're going to make really good friends, and they're, you know, it's going to be really good for sort of, like you say, the mental health side, and for seeing other people, meeting other people. But I think for the parents as well, it's absolutely perfect for them to meet people, and you know, come and drop your kids off. And if you want to go, you know, after everything is hopefully calmed down, go out for a coffee with some of the other parents. You know, you don't have to stand in the cold or the rain. Go and have a coffee, keep warm, and then, yeah, it's perfect for everyone.
Yeah, right. And also, obviously, as you say, up there at Row Lane, the cafe is open. We'll get the little plug in for the guys there at the cafe, because I know over the last few weeks the teams that have been turning up haven't been aware of it. But the cafe is now back open at Row Lane. All the distances, social distancing and guidelines are in place. So you know, when you're up there at the weekend, you know, Bobby Southfinger, they're covered. I'm not sure if they've got Bovril on yet. I did request it, but I'm not sure if they have got the Bovril on yet. But I will have to double check that. So again, Charlotte, you know, the age range that we're sort of looking at for this weekend, I'll just pop it back up on screen there. We're obviously looking sort of between 10 and 12, but, you know, I suppose in fairness, you know, we're open, aren't we? But at the same time, a 7-year-old coming along, you know, there might be a few older children there. So I suppose we've got to look and work it right in a way. So we're aiming around the 10 to 12 mark for this weekend, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like you said, you know, if you sort of 9-8-year-olds possibly or 13, you know, we are open, but I guess a little bit younger than a little bit younger than 8 would be, I think, maybe, like you said, you've got older children, it could get a bit dangerous, but no, I think this, you know, see how this goes, and it'd be great if it all goes really, really well. Could possibly look at starting for even younger ages as well, sort of maybe even on the same day. I could you know, we've got a range of coaches who could, you know, we could do 10 to 12s, and in the same hour on a different part could do, you know, 6 to 8s or 6 to 7s and stuff like that. It's just all about, you know, seeing how this goes, and if it really, really picks up, looking at, you know what, actually this is going really well, now we can include, you know, younger ages, older ages, and everything like that.
Again, like you say there, we've got the growth, and obviously we've got the soccer school that's currently running down at the ground, the first team ground, on a Saturday morning as well, which is obviously, you know, a lot more of the youngsters, the younger ones can go there. You know, the younger girls can probably go down the soccer school and then, you know, get a feel for it down there. And like I say, when we can grow the girls' sessions out that little bit more, and we can sort of, you know, hopefully the aim is, and the hope is that we can end up with like an under 8s and under 9s, 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s senior team. That's the aim down here at Newcastle Town. That is what we're looking for. So as you say, you know, we've got the options for them to go to the soccer school, but, you know, hopefully we'll see some good numbers there. And obviously it's free to come along. I'll just pop it up on screen again. Free to come along at the weekend. No pre-booking required. However, if you want to, you know, just say, oh, I'm coming along, please, by all means, drop us an email at info@newcastletownfc.co.uk, or message the page as well, and we can forward that information on to Charlotte, and you know, your name will be down there if you'd rather make sure that, you know, we're coming. Charlotte, really, really appreciate your time today. You know, again, I do apologise for the little bit of short notice. I can assure you, I have now got myself a book. I am going to start writing things down. I don't blame the beer festival at the weekend. I honestly don't, but you know, I had forgotten. I won't lie about it. So I really appreciate your time, Charlotte, coming on early doors, and you know, I wish you all the very best moving to the weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on. I've really enjoyed that. Thank you.
No, you're more than welcome. And that's Charlotte Clarke there. And then obviously, once again, we'll just pop it up on screen once more there. So this weekend at Row Lane, 11:15 to 12:15. You know, girls only sessions, a great opportunity for the girls to come along and get involved in some fun football sessions with Charlotte. Really great opportunity, and obviously the start of the journey. That's what we're marking it in as, the start of the journey with Newcastle Town. Just to go over what we said earlier, don't forget we've still got the paid football scholarship. If you are leaving school this year, if you're looking for higher education, and you want to play football at the same time, the Newcastle Town paid football scholarship might just be the one for you, might be the course for you. Get in touch with us, visit the website. All the information is currently on our new website, which of course is newcastletownfc.co.uk. You can still use the .com, but it's .co.uk, and we'll be bringing you a live probably towards the end of this month, where we'll be bringing more information on that. Don't forget about the all-time 11, the defenders this week. Some great names on that list. Some names I didn't even know had played for Newcastle Town, so I voted for them as well, only because they're ex-Crewe players, and we all know I'm a Crewe fan. So once again, I really appreciate everyone's time. Sorry it's been a short notice, but obviously you'll be able to watch this back on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. There's a little button down about here. Just click subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing. and it helps us massively. 76% of you aren't subscribed. Come on, let's do the business. Once again, thanks very much, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon on the next one.